So you think that dinner time is the best time to get out and make money doing food delivery? Today, I'm going to tell you something different. My name is John McFall, and I want to welcome you to the McFallRI channel, where I teach you how to make $25 to $30 an hour doing food delivery. Most people, when it comes to food delivery, especially when they're newer, they think that dinner time is the best time to go out and make money on these food delivery platforms. And while there might be a lot of orders during the dinner time, this is also when most of the people that do food delivery actually work. On DoorDash, 78% of the dashers are going out after they've worked their full-time job. So when it gets to be dinner time, then there's going to be a ton of drivers out there that are, normally not out there other times of the day because they're working at their 9 to 5. If you get something out of today's video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I want to talk to you about a few different scenarios, about a few different things that you can look at that's beyond only the time of the day when it comes to getting out here and making the best money during food delivery. One of the biggest ways that I make good money doing food delivery is I look at the weekends. The weekends are a great time to get out here and make the most money when you're out here doing food delivery, even during the mornings, during lunches, and during dinners, and during late at night. Understand, most people get paid on Fridays, and because they get paid on Fridays, they have what they perceive to be as extra money. So the weekends are the best time typically to get out and do food delivery, because a lot of people are ordering food because they've got their paychecks. They also order food because they're sitting at home and they want to just hang out on the couch with their family, and rather than going out and picking up their own food, it's more convenient for them to just order on the platform. This is especially in my marketplace, Fort Wayne. I make a ton of money when it's after about 9 o'clock and through up to the lunch period, because a lot of people order breakfast from a lot of different restaurants in my marketplace. When I go out in the morning on the weekends, I know exactly where to go in my marketplace, where they have some good breakfast type restaurants that will make, an order of biscuits and gravy, or an omelet, or waffles, or pancakes, and people eat this stuff up, pun intended. People like to order breakfast on the weekends, and you can make a good fair amount of money when you're out there doing food delivery if you get out there in the breakfast time. And then a lot of dashers don't like to work the in-between times, let's say 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, no matter what day of the week it is. So you can still be out there on the weekends making really good money through the whole day if you get to the right spots to get that money. And I typically, when I go out, I will work Friday night, I'll work most of the day Saturday, and if I really am ambitious, I'll get out there and work most of the day on Sunday, because this is where I can make the most money. I'll say that my best day ever is $385 in one day, and that was also in 9 hours. And this was a Saturday, and I made a ton of money that day. Another thing that you want to take a look at is the actual weather. You should be paying attention to what's happening with the weather in your marketplace. And this is for a couple of different reasons. The first reason is when it's really windy, or when it's raining, or when it's snowing, people don't like to get out. They like to be in the comfort of their homes when the weather is bad. So they're going to order a lot more food on the platforms when the weather is bad. The second thing is there are a lot of drivers that don't like to go out during this bad weather for the same reason that the customers don't. So you have a better option of making more money because there's not as many drivers out there picking up the orders. So you can make a lot more money when the weather is bad. Go out when it's pouring down rain, and I'm going to assure you that you can make a really good income, because the customers aren't getting out and getting their food, and the drivers aren't getting out to deliver the orders. The third and the final thing I want to talk to you about is what are the events that are going on in your marketplace. I will tell you that I made my biggest tip ever on DoorDash, believe it or not. I actually made a $49 tip on a DoorDash order, and this was on Super Bowl Sunday. I got out to go work and I got an order for BW3, and it was a very large order, and the customer or the group of people that were at this person's house pulled together and gave me a tip of $49. You've really got to take a look and see what events are happening in your area, because a lot of people will divvy out their money a little bit more if there is a special event like the Super Bowl. Another thing is the festivals and the fairs that are happening into your area. You'll probably make pretty good money working these types of areas when they're really busy and there's a ton of cars and people. Yes, it's going to be a little bit more complicated to make deliveries, but the people that live in those areas, when there's a ton of people there, they don't want to try to leave their houses because there's so many extra people in their neighborhoods. So this could be a really good place for you to go and make some really good extra money. Another thing is sporting events. I have in Fort Wayne, we've got the Tin Caps, which is a baseball team. We've got the Mad Ants, which is a basketball team, and we have the Comets, which is a hockey team. During these types of events, there are a lot of people that will order off of the platforms that live in the vicinity of where these are activities are happening, because they don't want to get out in all the crowd of people to try to go get their own food. So a lot of times I'll work around the Tin Caps stadium when it's a Tin Caps game. I'll also work around the Coliseum where they have the basketball and the hockey, because a lot of people are flooding to these areas and there's a ton of extra traffic during these events. So I will go out and work those areas because the people in the neighborhoods that are surrounding them don't like to get out in that mess. So these are some things that can really help you make much more money when you're out there doing food delivery. So make sure you check out this stuff in your marketplace and see what's happening with the weather and with special events. And if you have minor or major league teams in your area, this might be a really good time and really good places for you to go start working so that you can make some extra money. I want to remind you that down here in my description, I have some great tools for you. The one I want to talk to you about today is my metric spreadsheet. If you want to see how well you're doing out here doing food delivery so that you can improve, it starts by keeping track of your numbers. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen real quick so you guys can check it out. If you look at the left-hand side, you'll see I always put my start time and my end time. This gives me the total time that I've worked. I also put in the miles. If you head to the right, then you'll see for each individual app, I put the dollars that I've made, the time that I work, along with the number of deliveries. Head to the bottom then, and you'll see it calculates out what your average dollar per hour, dollar per mile, and your average per order. I put this metric spreadsheet together so I could help myself when I first started, and I decided to share it with you guys so you guys can get better while you're out here doing food delivery. I'd also like to ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. If you really want to get better at doing food delivery, one of the best things that you can do is check out my food delivery playlist, because I have a ton of content in there that's geared towards teaching you how to make that $25 to $30 an hour. So make sure you go check it out. What I want to leave you with is I hope that you are out there getting the money that you and your family deserve. And with that, I want to say thanks.